It's Mineral Pad again, aka the Red Rock. In this lesson, I'll teach you how you can make your own scratch build wings for any build. So, just like in the first lesson, which if you haven't seen yet, I recommend you check out to grasp the basic techniques you will need. Though for now, just sketch out the part that you will make. Then of course, you're gonna have to cut it up. Then secondly, of course, you're going to duplicate this part. So it's just the same technique that I showed you before. We're just gonna be a little bit more slow and we're gonna apply the actual technique. So once again, just put the piece on top of extra plates, then you just add some cement on the corners. Don't glue the whole thing because you will need it. Like you will need it separate. So yeah, you just wait for that to dry for a bit and make sure it doesn't move. So you just cut this part out. Yeah, as you can see, you can just cut this part out and those are pretty symmetrical wings. And you just sand off both sides and yeah, that's pretty much it. And then we're going to create the detail that is like visible in the wing of the Infinite Justice Gundam. I'm actually going to teach you a technique to make 4 identical shapes easily. So you just get an extra sheet of plot plate, then you cut the strip. Make sure that it's a pretty straight strip. So yeah, just cut it off. And then we're going to sketch an angle somewhere in the middle. So as you can see, you can sketch it out or you can just cut it up. I usually just cut it up after because I know what I'm doing. But yeah, just in case, do that. And then you cut the other part from the longer piece. Yeah, as you can see, you have pretty same sides. Then you're going to rotate one of them and then you will glue it like this. So you just space it how big spaces you want, basically. And then you just glue the sides because you're going to cut these after. I think the technique is pretty much easily shown here, so you can just do that. Yeah, just make sure you do that. And then you cut the excess, so that way you will have pretty equal sides, pretty much. Yeah, and after that, you just do some sanding to make sure everything is symmetrical. And yeah, as you can see there. Now we're just going to just check out how it looks like. And yeah, if you have seen the wings of the Justice, it pretty much looks like it. So we're just going to duplicate this part again. And there we go. Now, we're just gonna glue the details that we just made onto the wings. So you pretty much just glue them actually. That's pretty much it. So I will show you how you can make this symmetrical on the other side without having to meticulously measure. Yeah, you just align it somewhere pretty much. And then if you want to do this on the other wing actually, which I will show now. So yeah. If you want to make sure this is pretty symmetrical, you just align both of the parts and then, as you can see, you just glue it afterwards. That's pretty much it. So next up, I will talk about processing, which chamfering is a part of processing. So we're going to remove the edge of the boxy part of the plot plate. So make sure that we're sanding at an angle. So after sanding at an angle from progressive to 150 to 400, yeah. Now this, I'm going to chamfer the edges of these details. I probably should have sanded them before I actually stuck them here, but you know what? You're going to use this technique anyways if you're going to want to chamfer almost everything, because to be honest, they do look better. So yeah, as you can see, I'm just chopping the edge at an angle so I can make an angle. And there, as you can see, it looks pretty better than the one that's just boxy details, so it just doesn't look like, a flat shape. Actually, that's how you get techniques on most scratch builds, like chamfering helps. So here's the processed part on the bottom and the unprocessed part on the top. So as you can see, the processed part definitely looks better and looks like an actual part of a kit rather than the unprocessed part, which just looks like plates. And yeah, you just sand it up like 150, 400. 150, 350, then 400. So usually I finish at 400 for stuff like this. And as you can see, both of these parts are now processed and now they definitely look better. I mean, you can add more details like from what I taught you before. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for checking out another episode of Scratch Build Academy. The next video, well, just look forward to that. I'm still thinking about what to do next, so comment down below. Subscribe to the channel, of course, if you want to see more of like this. Thank you and take care.